Did you know that making bed as soon as you wake up can have a surprising positive impact on your mental health and productivity? In this video, we will explore the benefits of this simple habit and how it can turn your day. By starting with this little victory, you create a solid foundation for a more organized, balanced, and full of positive energy routine. Let's find out how this gesture can change your way of facing everyday life, promoting well-being, self-care, and motivation. Do not miss the opportunity to transform your routine and start the day on the right foot. If you never thought that making the bed could have so much power, this video is for you. Leave your comments sharing how this simple action impacts your life, and subscribe to the channel for more tips that will raise your productivity and well-being. Wake up and already feel that the day begins in a disorganized way. The messy room, the clothes scattered on the floor, and the bad bed become a representation of a procrastination cycle that never seems to end. Maria knew what that was like. He woke up every day with the feeling that he was sinking, without motivation to start, not knowing where to start. The room seemed to reflect the inner chaos, disordered and without control. It is not difficult to feel trapped in a stress cycle, where even the simplest tasks become a challenge. Each morning it was a silent battle. The mind overloaded with worries and the environment around him, also disorganized, contributed to this feeling of uncontrollable. The energy of the house seemed drained, and Mary, over the days, was increasingly distant from her goals. The idea of improving mental health and increasing productivity seemed distant, as unreachable. She knew she needed to change, but didn't know where to start, until she realized that the simple act of making the bed could be the key to changing everything. Making the bed as soon as upon waking it may seem like a trivial task, but for many people it is a small victory that creates an immediate sense of accomplishment. When Mary started doing this, she felt she was winning the day, even if it was early. This simple action not only organized the environment, but also organized the mind. The feeling of having completed something as soon as he wakes up made her feel more willing to face the other tasks that emerged throughout the day. In addition, these small wins have a transformative power. They generate a positive cycle, where the feeling of success in a simple task motivates to complete other activities. As Maria noticed, the simple act of doing the bed eventually became a catalyst for a more productive routine. Over time, she was developing a discipline that helped her face bigger challenges, all because she had started the day with something simple but important. The sense of control and the realization of a small victory made all the difference. An organized environment has the power to transform our emotional state and even our productivity. When Mary made the bed early in the morning, the room gained a feeling of order and harmony. The surrounding mess, once so present, seemed to decrease, and she began to realize that it also reflected in her well-being. The torn room was a clear message to her mind. She was in control, and the surrounding environment collaborated to keep calm and mental organization. This sense of harmony in the environment not only helped start the day with more energy, but also made the space more enjoyable to live. When the room was tidy, Maria's focus expanded, allowing her to be more productive in work tasks and her personal life. By giving due attention to this small gesture, the space around it began to become a reflection of your own mental health. Organizing the room was not just a task, but a way of taking care of itself and the environment in which it lived. If you have also felt that a messy room affects your day, write, "I deserve an organized start to the day" in the comments below. Making the bed in the morning has a much deeper impact than imagined on the productivity of the day. In completing this task as soon as he woke up, Maria realized that she created a positive momentum that motivated her to continue with the rest of her activities. Instead of postponing the tasks, she started the day with an action that made her more willing and organized to face the challenges of work and personal life. The tidy bed was not just a symbol of order, but a clear sign that she was ready to be productive. This small gesture of making the bed helped strengthen the habit of performing other tasks efficiently. When you set a routine of small victories, like this, you activate the sense of conquest, which in turn motivates the brain to seek more achievements. For Maria, productivity was not just about meeting task lists, but about creating an environment and a mindset that favored focus and efficiency. Making the bed was a simple but fundamental step in increasing your productivity throughout the day. Maria began to realize that an organized room was not only pleasant to the eye, but also essential for the balance of her mental health. The simple act of making the bed in the morning helped to reduce the feeling of chaos she felt throughout the day. When the atmosphere was tidy, she felt less anxiety and more mental clarity. In an organized space, stress seemed to decrease, giving way to a sense of peace and control that extended to all areas of his life. Over time, Maria realized that this positive impact on mental health was not limited to her room, but spread to other parts of her routine. The practice of keeping the environment organized, especially when starting the day, helped it reduce stress and anxiety. She understood that harmony in physical space reflected directly on mental harmony. When her mind was calmer, she felt more able to deal with the challenges of the day, with more patience and disposition. The impact on mental health was one of the greatest rewards of creating this simple daily habit. Over time, Maria realized that making bed every day helped develop a sense of control over her routine. This simple habit, which seemed so insignificant at first glance, was what gave him the basis for building a solid discipline. By incorporating this task into her routine, she felt that she was taking command of her day, creating a structure that favored the fulfillment of other obligations. The feeling that she could control this aspect of her life gave her the confidence needed to apply the same discipline to other parts of her journey. The discipline, for Mary, did not come from great deeds, but of consistent small actions. Making the bed was a reflection of this change of attitude. Each morning she felt that she was closer to reaching her goals, because the simple act of doing the bed represented the first step of many. This small gesture not only organized the room, but organized its own life, creating a solid foundation on which Mary could build a future of more control and discipline. Every day she felt more able to turn her routine into a sequence of small victories. Over the months, Maria realized that a well-armed room not only helped her start the day with energy, but also made the moment of relaxation at night. When the day came to an end, the bed made became an invitation to rest. There were no clothes scattered on the floor or objects out of place to take your attention. The organized environment provided a quiet space where it could disconnect from the concerns of the day. Lying in a tidy room made all the difference in the quality of his sleep and the feeling of peace. Upon returning to the room at the end of a long day, the feeling of comfort and tranquility was amplified. The simple act of making the bed created a welcoming space that contributed to a more repairing rest. Maria began to realize that an organized environment was directly linked to her ability to relax and recharge her energies for the next day. The well-made room was more than a symbol of order. It was a refuge where she could feel alone and restore her strength. This physical and mental balance was essential for her to have a productive day in the future. Maria soon realized that by keeping her room organized, she was beginning to reflect this attitude in other areas of her life. The simple habit of making bed in the morning seemed to generate a wave of positive changes that extended to her diet, work, and even how she related to people. In establishing the discipline of taking care of her personal space, Maria also took care of herself and her responsibilities. Organization behavior was not restricted to the room. He spread throughout his lifestyle. The tidy environment not only impacted his productivity, but also influenced his emotional posture. She felt safer, more balanced, and more motivated to face the challenges of the day. The positive energy generated by the organized space also encouraged her to be more kind to herself. Maria felt that the organization of the room had a direct reflection on her behavior. It was as if, when taking care of the environment, she was also taking care of her own mindset, developing a healthier and more balanced way to relate to the world. If you have also felt that a messy room affects your day, write, "I deserve an organized start to the day" in the comments below. Maria soon understood that making bed every day could be much more than a simple act of organization. Over time, this gesture was seen by it as a well-being ritual. Each morning, as she tidied up her sheets and straightening the pillow, she felt she was creating a good atmosphere to start the day with lightness and clarity. This ritual not only prepared the physical space, but also prepared his mind for a balanced day, full of possibilities. By making this habit part of her routine, she felt she was taking care of herself in a deep and intentional way. This daily ritual, which seemed simple, began to have a powerful impact on Maria's physical and mental health. The action of making the bed has become a way to reconnect with the present moment and to establish a positive energy for the day. Over time, Maria realized that small gestures like this helped maintain emotional balance and promote inner peace. The ritual of packing the bed every day not only organized its space, but also organized its mind, creating a solid base of well-being that accompanied it along each journey. Over time, Maria realized that the simple act of making bed in the morning was closely linked to her self-image. She began to realize that by taking care of her space and paying attention to such a personal detail, she was also cultivating affection with herself. The well-made room has become a reflection of his attention to his own care and needs. By maintaining this daily ritual, she felt more capable and more worthy of taking care of herself, which directly influenced the way she saw herself and felt throughout the day. The transformation in your self-image was not immediate, but gradual. Each morning, when tidying up, Maria would send a message to herself: "I deserve a clean, organized, and cozy atmosphere, just as I deserve to have a productive and successful day." She realized that the way she treated her personal space profoundly impacted the way she saw it and, consequently, the attitude she took on her life and goals. Care with the environment reflected the care of his own journey of self-discovery and self-esteem. Maria soon noticed that the practice of making bed every day not only brought benefits to her mental health, but also helped promote a routine of healthy habits. This simple gesture of organization became the first step to create a series of positive actions in your day. By starting the day with a task, she felt extra motivation to adopt other practices that contributed to her well-being, such as a more balanced diet, regular exercises, and self-care moments. Making the bed has become the basis for building a more structured and healthy daily routine. This daily habit was the first of many that Maria began to adopt. The sense of accomplishment when making the bed extended to other areas of his life. She began to understand that by creating an organized routine, she was taking her first steps to a more balanced life. Each morning, as she tidied up, Maria was not just taking care of the environment around her, but she was also taking care of her physical and mental health. The simple act of making the bed has become the foundation for a healthier and more full life. Now that you know all the benefits that the simple act of making the bed can bring to your mind, body, and productivity, it's time to put it into practice. You may not realize, but this little action has the power to transform your life. By starting the day with a small victory, you set the tone for the rest of your day. Organize your room, take care of your environment, and, when doing so, are taking care of you too. The positive impact of this change will be reflected not only in your space, but on your mental health, your behavior, and your habits. So how about starting tomorrow? Make the bed as soon as you wake up and note how it can affect your productivity, well-being, and even how you see yourself. Remember, this is not a simple gesture of storage. This is an important step in creating a healthy and positive energy routine. Are you ready for this transformation? Leave your comment below and share your experiences. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to receive more inspiring content like this. His journey to a more balanced life begins with a simple gesture. Let's go together.